I went out of my flat and locked myself out. The door, it wasn't a lock; it was just the door shut. And so I called a locksmith, and it was one in my local area. It seemed to be, but it was actually somewhere completely different. And they came and they drilled the door. And when they charged me, I just moved in, so I wasn't really thinking. It looked like on the bill it was £170, the invoice. And so, I just paid it. I thought it was a bit expensive. I was just glad to get in. And then later, like a few days later, I realised £470 had gone out of my bank account. When I looked at the invoice, it was £470, but it really does. If you look at it, it does look like £170. I hadn't looked at the rest that had added up. And they also had charged me for a call-out fee, even though in the advert it said no call-out fee. I've since been in touch with them, and they'd said they'd take off the call-out fee, but even then, it's still £400. And when I've gone to other locksmiths and asked, they said I should have really only been charged something like 110, and that he shouldn't have drilled because it was a simple door shutting. That's all they're willing to do. So.
Susan, I feel for you. How you've been ripped off here by a dodgy tradesman. Where did you find them?
It was just on. I just Googled, and I didn't scroll down. I was worried.
So you. Oh, I'm going to say, please tell me you didn't. You clearly did. You went for the top one, which was an advert.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and I just clicked it. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll never do this again. But for other people listening,
no.
Never, ever, ever, ever in an emergency click on a paid Google advert, because they're not all rip-off agents, but many of them are. To get to the top of the advert queue, to be the number one advert, you have to pay an obscenely high amount for cost per click. And the only way they can recover that is by basically charging rip-off fees. That doesn't help you, Susan. Right. So they are entitled to charge you a reasonable fee.
Yes.
£470 or £400 once the call-out charge came off is not reasonable. We all know that. I think 170, I agree with you, high end, but not totally unreasonable. 470 or 400 with a 70 off, totally unreasonable. So what can you do about it? First of all, if I looked at that invoice, would I think it was 170 or would I think it was 470?
Well, if you look to the total, it doesn't look like a 4. It really does look like a 1. And
did you pay them by debit card?
Yeah, I paid by credit card.
Credit card. Oh, so because you said it came out of bank account, so it's gone to your come out your credit card account.
Yeah,
your
sorry.
bank.
Yeah.
When they typed the amount into the credit card machine, didn't you see it on the screen?
No, I didn't. I just pushed it across, and I was in a rush. I was going out that night with my grown-up children, and I was so glad to get in the flat. It was very silly of me. I just bashed it, and he didn't give me a receipt. He just gave me this invoice.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very, very difficult. You would have had a good claim if you'd refused to pay the money. They would have just locked you out of the house again immediately. They wouldn't have let you back in your house. So, and this is how they get the money out of people. The fact that you paid the money mistakenly might just about, in front of a friendly judge, give you the ability to persuade the judge that you thought it was 170, they thought it was 470. There's been a mistake here. That the transaction has to be reset, and they're entitled to charge a reasonable amount. It's arguable. I would bring a claim in the small claims court, and they'll probably contact you and offer to split the difference. And if they do that, I'd take the offer of splitting the difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
If, funnily enough, if you'd said I'm not paying 470 and they lock you out again, and you said okay, I agree 470 under protest, that would be more binding. Funnily enough, because agreeing to pay it makes it concrete, whereas you didn't actually agree to pay the 470.